Assalamu alaikum everybody, and a very warm welcome to lesson 3 in this free Arabic script course. My name is Sam and I'm your Arabic teacher from ArabicwithSam.com. I'm helping you learn to read and write the Arabic script with confidence in just 14 lessons. So stick to it every day. These lessons are only between sort of 10 to 20 minutes long, so if we just to invest that time every day, you'll have the Arabic script under your belt in just 2 weeks. In today's lesson, the 4 letters that we're going to be covering are all categorised in what we called naughty letters when I introduced them to you in the introduction video. What are naughty letters? In case you don't remember what naughty letters are, we did cover them in the introduction lesson, but I'm just going to recap what exactly they are because, you know, every single one of these 4 letters, including elif and waw that we've already done, they're all naughty letters, or 6 of them. So what a naughty letter is a letter which can join from previous to it, but not after it. So for example, to demonstrate with the letter elif that we've already done, if we had the word babun, you can see that the elif joins before it, but not after it. So this is the same with all of the naughty letters. So if we run through the alphabet, we'll go through the letters that we've done so far, and we'll come up to the 4 letters for today to introduce them to you. So if we run from the beginning, we had elif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha. And then today we're doing dal, dhal, ra, zay. The first of our 4 letters for the day is the letter dal. So obviously it looks like this. I'll put the table there so you can see it beginning, middle and end, just like I always do. And in my visual Arabic alphabet book that I've been talking to you guys about a few times, I say that dal is for duda, because a duda means a worm, and it kind of, in the book there's like an illustration that makes it look like a worm underground. It's quite nice. So dal is for duda. Because duda. You can see the word duda actually. I'll put it up on the screen so you can see that it's a naughty letter. You know, we can demonstrate, you know, how it doesn't join to the things that come after it, but it does join to things that come before it. So just like we've done with every single letter we've encountered so far, we're going to take dal and we're going to put it in the vowels table so that we can see it with all of its different vowel possibilities. This is going to be the last lesson that I do that, I think, because I think we get the point. You know, like I think after practicing for this many letters, you know, we've done in the region of sort of 10 of the letters now, maybe a third of the alphabet, and I think you get it. Like I think by this point my students usually understand what fathas, kasras and dhammas and what a, I, u and what long vowels and stuff are. So after this lesson we can really get into the real nitty gritty of actually reading longer passages and reading bigger words, and you know that will really speed up our progress, inshallah. But for this lesson, for dal, dhal, ra and zay, we will be putting them into these, you know, into this vowel table. So make sure you're paying attention because we're not going to be doing it anywhere near as much in the, you know, in the coming lessons. So if we have a look at dal, obviously running from right to left, reading in the top column, we'll have da, di, du. And then in the next row, obviously where we're using a shadda as well, we have da, di, du. And then in the next column where we're modelling the longer vowels, we have da, di, du. And then in the next row where we're demonstrating tenween, or these double vowels that I've been talking about, we have dan, din, dun. And then in the last row where we're modelling shadda as well as these double vowels, we have den, din, dun. We'll bring the camera back to me as usual to have a look at it joined up. You know, in all the previous lessons with each of the letters we've gone over, I brought the camera back to me from the table so I can have it up on the screen. But the thing is I do that to show you the joined up versions of the word, but these don't join up because they're naughty letters, so they don't join each other. So I'll have them up on the board anyway, just so you can see them, what they would actually look like in a word if da, di, du was a word, and obviously I'll show you as well afterwards with the longer vowels what it would look like if da, di, du was actually a word as well. But it's not the same with the previous letters. You know, I think the process that I've used for the previous letters maybe run its course. Like, you guys get it, I think. And when we get to the naughty letters, you know, I realise that actually we should probably get more stuck into some real text and real sentences and stuff in subsequent lessons, inshallah. But to demonstrate with the tenween on the end, we obviously need to take a real Arabic word like we've been doing in the previous lessons. So to demonstrate the tenween, but without the shadda, first of all, I'm going to take the word jadid. Jadid just means new. So with 2 fathas we have jadidan. With 2 kasras we have jadidin. With 2 dhammas we have jadidun. And now we're going to demonstrate with a word where we have a shadda on the end with a tenween as well. So we're going to use the word jaddun, or jadd, which means a grandfather. So we'll begin with 2 fathas, jaddan. With 2 kasras, jaddin. And then lastly with 2 dhammas, jaddun. So next we're going to be moving on to the letter dhal. Obviously we've been through elif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, dal, and now dhal. So I'll obviously have it up here, I'll have it up as beginning, middle and end, but obviously as kind of we talked about with dal, and will be the case with dhal, ra and zay, they look pretty much the same in their beginning, middle, and end because they're naughty letters and they don't join after them. So they just don't really have a lot of different forms to be aware of. But yeah, but that's what it looks like. It's beginning, middle, and end, and as is routine, and has been routine through this course so far. We're going to put it in the table to see its vowel possibilities, and we'll have a little read through them, inshallah. So if we begin in the top row and we read from the right to the left, obviously we'll have the, thu. Moving down, so we demonstrate it with the shadda as well. We'll have the, thu. You'll notice with that one as well, obviously holding the shadda, that reminds me of the way that I usually give people to remember the letter dhal. So I say dhal is for dhubab. Dhubab is a fly. And the sound like sounds like a fly. So that's how I use it, especially with the kids. They always remember it that way. So anyway, that was shadda. So the, thu. And then now moving on to the longer vowels, we have the, thu. And now demonstrating with the tenween or the doubled vowels, we have then, thin, thun. And now demonstrating with the shadda and the tenween, we have then, thin, thun. And now we'll bring the camera back to me, just for the sake of practice. I'll have them up here, obviously, as if they were in a word. Obviously, with the table, you have lines between them and stuff, so they're kind of separate. But if they're actually written in a word like this, this is how it would look like. Even though they don't join, they'd just be closer together, like letters would be if they don't join. So reading along them, obviously just demonstrating the vowel possibilities as well as having them close together. We have the, thu. And then demonstrating with the longer vowel, we have the, thu. And now we're going to take a real word from the Arabic language, demonstrate what it's like with the tenween on the end. So for the first one without the shadda on the end, we're going to take the word ladhith, meaning delicious. So we'll start with the two fathahs. We'll say ladhithan, ladhithin, ladhithun. To demonstrate the letter dhal on the end with shadda and with a tenween, I've taken a word that's a little bit unusual. It's not like a really, really common word, but it's the word bath. Bath and beth with a elif or without it, they both kind of mean the same thing. It means untidy, really. Like it's not a word that you hear a lot, but obviously for your sake, for reading and understanding, it is still important to have it in your vocab bank anyway. So if we use that to read the different tenweens, then we have bathen, bathin, bathun. Next we come on to the letter ra. The way that I usually teach the letter ra is that you'll notice if you look at it, it's like a quarter of a circle. And I say that ra is for rubu', because rubu' means a quarter. So you just always remember like ra for rubu' means a quarter. So it kind of helps you remember the quarter of the shape. In my illustrated book that I have on Amazon, that I've been telling you about, there's like there's quite a cool drawing of like a pizza. It's like a quarter of a pizza, and there's like someone's like holding the ra to eat the pizza with. Yes, that's quite cute. But anyway, so I have it up on the screen, so you can see your ra for rubu' that looks like a quarter of a circle, and then obviously the opportunities to see it, beginning, middle, and end alone, which pretty much look the same as we mentioned with dal and thal, anyways. But just for the penultimate time ever, let's run it through its vowel possibilities. We'll do it really quickly so we can get on to reading some words at the end of the lesson, inshallah. So let's have running along the top. Running along the top as usual, we have ra, ri, ru. And in the next column down we have ra, ri, ru. Next with the long vowels we have ran, rin. Next with the long vowels we have ra, ri, ru. And next demonstrating with the tenween we have ran, rin, run. And then demonstrating with the tenween and the shadda, ran, rin, run. Those of you who have ever watched my Somali language channel before, I got quite a lot of stick on there for over trilling my R's. I don't know, I suppose because in English, like obviously my native language is English, we don't have a r sound, so when we get our hands on it and we can start practicing it, we get a bit excited with it. Like when I first started speaking Arabic, my ayns and my ras and my ghains and my has and my khas were always just like crazy exaggerated. I was just going in on them because I was like excited about these new sounds that I could all of a sudden pronounce. So yeah, but anyway, ra. So the important thing to remember though is to not do that. Obviously it's just one trill. It's just ra, like in the word firara. It's not firara, firara or firar. Yeah, it's just one trill. You don't need to go to town on it. It's just one trill. So if we look at some real words from the Arabic language to demonstrate the tenween again, to demonstrate it on the end without the shed there, I think we use the word harir, which means silk. So we'll go for hariran, haririn, and finally harirun. So to demonstrate what the ra looks like on the end when we're using shedda and tenween, we're going to take a word meaning good, which is bir. So we'll have birran, birren, birron. So we move on to the fourth and final letter of the day. We have the letter Z. So we went through the alphabet: Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha, Kha, Dal, Zal, Ra, Z. So 11th letter in the alphabet, fourth letter of the day, and sadly, final letter of the day. So let's have it up so you can see it. Z, we say Z is for zilzal, I think, meaning an earthquake. There's a in the book, you can see it if you go ahead and get the book, inshallah. There's kind of a make the Z kind of look like an earthquake in the ground a little bit. But anyways, so obviously another naughty letter. Doesn't look any different joined up. Its beginning, middle, and end almost look the same. You just need to remember that the letters that come before it, they do join onto it before, but you'll see that in the examples that we'll look at the end anyway, inshallah. So let's stick it in the table to look one last time at these different vowel possibilities. If you've got the workbook, you'll be able to look at these throughout the rest of the course. There are exercises to fill in where you do continue to use this vowel possibilities table, but this will be probably one of the last times that we actually see it on this video course. So let's just run through them. Go from the top. Obviously, we're always reading from right to left. Go from the top row. We have z, zi, zu, and then demonstrating with the shadda, z, zi, zu. And now with the long vowels, we have z, zi, zu. And now demonstrating with tenween, zen, zin, zun. And now demonstrating with the shadda and the tenween, we have zen, zin, zun. So if we bring the camera back to me, obviously now just to round off all four of our letters of the day, we can see some examples of how we use the letter Z at the end of a word to use tenween and to use tenween with a shadda. So if we start with the word bazazun, so bazaz is someone who sells cloth. It's like a cloth merchant. So if we start off with the two fathas, it would be bazazan, bazazin, bazazun. And now looking at using zay on the end with a shadda and with tenween, we're going to use the word baz, which just means cloth. The word bazaz comes from the word baz. As I say, just meaning cloth. So if we run through the vowels, obviously doing like we did before, the two fathas to start off with, we'll do bazzan, bazzin, bazzun. So just to round off for the lesson, this is kind of the little plenary, we're going to run through just 10 words for you to have a go at reading. Like we've done in the previous lessons, I'm going to show you the wording, give you around 9 or 10 seconds to sort of try to work it out. Try to say it to yourself, try to say it aloud if you're in a place where you can do so. And then at the end of those sort of 9 or 10 seconds, I'll say it for you, so you'll get to hear the correct pronunciation of it. زحزح, خرج, ذباب, دجاجا, خروج, رب, حديث, روح, جزرا, Jubairi. Thank you all so much for joining me on this free course on the Arabic script. Please let me know how you're getting on with it. Comment sections below so you can get in touch and let me know. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And if you know anyone who you think you might benefit from it, then please don't hesitate to share it on any of the social media platforms that you're on. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I have enjoyed the previous lessons as well. And that's over and out for this video. Don't forget to come back for the next lesson when we're going to be doing Sin, Sheen, Sad and Dad. I'll catch you then. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. If you liked how I used the appearances of the Arabic letters to help you remember their shapes, then check out my book on Amazon and it will really help this course and really help my channel. But that's not the only way that you can help this channel. This is a free course and it will be free until YouTube dies one day. But to support my work and if you want to get involved in my channel and everything else that I do in some way, you can come on board on Patreon and you can support me on a monthly basis.